much time do you have when you're closing your eyes? How many steps must you take when you're sleepwalking by? How many moments will you break before you finally look up? Time will erase all the wounds, yeah, that must be misquoted. Behave you when you come around. Be on your best. Behave you when you got nothing left to say.
welcome the brand new member of Jerry's Rock and Roll Army, the commander to the supreme leader, Matzo Covington!
Welcome, everybody. Here we go. Happy Thursday. It is that time again. Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire. Also on Channel 6 on Comcast if you're in Manchester. And hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnarton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Thursday, September 14, 2023, and joining me live in studio at the news desk, making his triumphant return, Mike Loughlin is here. Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, yes. And that opening song was Nothing Left to Say, which is a great, great song. You were telling me off air. Did you say it's your favorite that you've ever recorded?
It's right up there. At the very least, it's right up there, I would say. But how about Sean O'Lett on the drums?
Yes. Absolutely amazing.
Leave it at that.
Absolutely amazing.
And how about that theme song of Matt Connarton's?
Yeah, that was recorded by Jerry Robinson of Jerry and the Scumbags, and he's got his new album Scum of the Earth, and he recorded that. Well, the thing is, so the point of that little track there is to sort of announce to the people the arrival of yours truly, because he has Jerry's Rock and Roll Army, and I am the commander to the supreme leader of the Rock and Roll Army, which is a very prestigious position. I never thought of myself as a military man, but when he made me the commander to the supreme leader, really the only questions I had were, do I have to wear a uniform? And how much power will I have? And it turns out it's a very, very powerful position. And by the way, if that sounds concerning at all, don't worry. You can trust me with immense power.
No one's ever said that ever, so I do trust you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes.
Can I be a colonel?
Well, I don't know. You'd have to ask Jerry. But he is recruiting more members every day. It's a whole army. It's great. It's great.
Here's a question for Matt Connarton, though.
Yes.
Could this army beat the KISS Army in a fight?
Well, no, let's not get carried away. Oh no! I mean, my goodness, no. I mean, the KISS Army. There's fire breathing, and it's a whole thing.
Hey, you'd know better than me.
Yes, yes. But it is quite an honor, of course, to be the commander to the supreme leader. I mean, just the title, it just sounds so powerful. And I can, commit war crimes, whatever. It's great. I have free reign.
Is there a tribunal?
Not yet. It's a rock and roll army, so we're not governed by international law. We do have a call. We'll see who's on the line here. Hi, welcome to Matt Connarton Unleashed. Who's this?
Hello, Matzo. This is Jerry Robinson.
Oh, Jerry Robinson. Wonderful to hear from you, my friend.
Yes, it's very good. Listen, I was listening to you live, and of course, I have to defend my rock and roll army. So, I mean, I guess if you were to go based off of, total member numbers, I mean, obviously, we're a new outfit. I think all the KISS Army fans out there could, just swarm us and, take us over. But I think, pound per pound, of course, I think we could put up a pretty good fight.
Well, it would put me, and perhaps I should have disclosed this to you sooner, Jerry. It would put me in a little bit of a compromised position because, as I'm sure you realize, KISS is my favorite band. I consider myself a member of that army. But I don't think there's a direct conflict of interest unless there were to be actual conflict.
Right, of course. I mean, unless Gene Simmons, yeah, bass player, the bass player, of course.
Mm-hmm.
If he hit you up and said, "Listen, I hate the little rock and roll dig that you've got going on," then of course it has some issues. But I don't think there's going to be any problem.
Right. And I will say this, Jerry, Gene Simmons never offered to make me the commander to the supreme leader of the KISS Army. So you've actually got one up on him there.
That is pretty true. Listen, who is it that you have in today in studio with you?
Yes, this is Mike Loughlin, a very talented musician, and he has expressed interest in the Army, the Rock and Roll Army, of course.
Mr. Mike, I would be just absolutely ecstatic if you would accept my invitation, of course,
Now,
to be a colonel in Jerry's Rock and Roll Army.
I would love that because when I was a child, one of my heroes was Colonel Sanders.
Ah,
So I would love to be a colonel.
very nice, very nice. Well, many
You can be the colonel of rock and roll, and of course, when we start going on tour, you can also be like the colonel of like the 11 herbs and spices and the fried chicken and the whatnot.
I've never had a greater honor.
so
Thank you.
in other words, he'll be in charge of catering, is what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the
Oh,
rock and
hey
roll
now,
army
hey now,
is
hey now, hey
growing
now.
every day. We have to be big and strong.
That's right. That's right. Well, very good. I'm excited. This Rock and Roll Army is growing by leaps and bounds.
Yes, it's very, very good. Also, I wanted to call you because a certain somebody who will remain unnamed
Uh-huh.
mentioned that he might try to crash your party today on your show. So I just wanted to give you a little heads up. You know, I've got spies everywhere in the Rock and Roll Army.
Mm-hmm.
So I just wanted to give you forewarning. If a certain somebody tries to show up and cause problems, then I can, of course, call the Rock and Roll security right over and get everything taken care of for you.
Oh, I appreciate that, Jerry. Yes, I have also, in fact, Mike and I were talking about that individual earlier. There might be an interloper, and I'll use any excuse to use that word. It's such a great word. An interloper might be trying to call in at some point today.
Exactly, yes. Well, listen, I hope both of you have a great rest of your day. Congratulations on your new position, Mike, to the Rock and Roll Army.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Great song, by the
Jerry.
way. Great song.
All right. Thank you, Jerry.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right. Bye, Jerry.
All right, bye.
Oh, very nice. Always wonderful to hear from Jerry Robinson, of course, of Jerry Robinson and the Scumbags and Jerry's Rock and Roll Army. It's very exciting. And congratulations, Mike.
Thank you. I have nothing else to say.
Nothing
Just
else
like the
to say.
But here's a question I have for you now, Matt.
Yes.
Have you had a song written about you before, or is this your first one?
Oh, that is a great question. I've had not written about me. I mean, I've had people record theme music. Like I was using a different theme song until recently that someone else recorded specifically for me, but it was a couple of years old. Time to freshen it up. So I think that was the first actual song about me specifically.
Do you feel honored? Do you feel like that's, you know how like people say like, Hey There Delilah was written about some girl, just those timeless things about some girl get a song written by her, or Taylor Swift has a song written about John Mayer or something.
Right.
You have a song written for you. Does that feel special and unique?
It does. It does. I mean, I'm more excited just to be the commander to the supreme leader, but the song itself it's very exciting too. And it's very, it gets the adrenaline pumping, it's very high energy. It's got that, that guitar riff.
It's a good riff.
Yes.
It's a good riff. And I think because you've had a song written about you, and then I personally have, at least to my knowledge, I haven't checked Taylor Swift's latest album. But, I don't have a song written by me, so that'll put the rank. That can put the ranking.
Right.
I'm okay with that.
Yes. Well, very good. By the way, so Mike did bring his guitar, and he's going to play a few songs in the second hour. So really looking forward to that. When was the last time you were on? Was it maybe 6 months ago or something like that?
In the spring, I think.
Time really gets very blurry. Although I always remember, I'm sure we've talked about this before. I can always remember, though, exactly how long I've known you.
It's this time of year. We mentioned this. So it's probably like this today. It's probably 20 years ago or 22 years ago.
22 years ago. It was a few days after 9/11 was the first time I met you. Yeah, that's true. So if I'm ever, because most people, you try to think, how long have I known that person? But you, I can always pinpoint it to the month.
Sorry.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, yeah, it would be nice if it were something positive. But yes, you and Scrimmy, I met. In Concord at the Strawberries in Concord. But yeah, so Mike's going to play for us in the second hour. In the first hour, we're going to talk. And if you'd like to join the discussion, the studio line is open, 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. You can also text me at 617-917-4476. I'm on social media at Matt Connarton. You can email me, matt@mattconnerton.com. And of course, you can interact and opine in the Facebook live chat, and we will say hello to everybody in there. But the best thing to do so that we can hear and enjoy your dulcet tones is to give us a call at 603-250-6007. Let's see. Mike from Queen City Cabinetry joins us in the Facebook live chat, one of our great sponsors here at WMNH. And of course, I get to hang out with Mike from Queen City Cabinetry every Friday night for Retro Spectrum Radio right here from 8 to 11 p.m. with Paulie C and DJ Steve. Jenny, of course, is in the chat and says, Shalom peeps. Also, Crystal, our friend from the great state of Illinois. Melanie La Liberty and JFed, both from Vermont, join us in the chat room. Easy G Eric Gagnon is in the chat, as well as Tom Blanchard. Jenny says, did you know I'm the T-shirt girl? So love being the T-shirt girl. Yes, in Jerry's Rock and Roll Army. Jenny's the T-shirt girl.
I think she's higher ranked than me.
Probably, yes. Yes. JFed says, wow, what is the initiation to get into the Army? I don't think there is one. At least I hope not. I hope there's not something that I wasn't aware of.
Wait, you didn't have initiation?
No. I was just invited to join, and of course I accepted, anything with commander in it that you offer me because it just sounds so powerful. Of course I'm going to say yes.
You're lucky because I was initiated and I couldn't walk for a week.
Oh my goodness. I'm afraid that I do. And suddenly I'm very concerned. Melanie says, Jay wrote a poem. In regard to your question about, has anyone ever written a song about me? Melanie says, Jay wrote a poem about you once. You used to live in Nantucket, right? I certainly did not. How dare you? And Dylan Reynolds, another very talented musician in the chat room, says, welcome to the Army. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see. So, Mike, what have you been doing musically since we last had you on? Are you still doing the solo thing, or are you playing with other musicians? Are you recording? What's been going on? What's the 411, which I think is what the young people say?
I think the kids do say that.
Yes. I like to keep the show young and hip.
Well, yeah, the kids, I know they say hip too.
Yes.
I have been playing out by myself, doing the solo thing, and I am recording as well with the great drummer you heard on that song, Sean Ouellette, who was going to make it here today, but he couldn't. But so to Sean, he'll be here next time I'm here, I'm sure. But he's great. And we've been recording some of my new music. So, yeah, that's kind of it. Nothing groundbreaking. Unless you mean playing at Madison Square Garden in a couple of weeks.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Well, being a colonel's already paying off.
Yeah, that's how I got in.
You've had a long association with Sean. Is it Ouellette or Ouellette?
Ouellette, French,
Ouellette.
So I'm sure there might be a pronunciation thing if you're being specific, because I'm Loughlin, and I think you say that correctly. I think you said that correctly?
I always say Loughlin, yeah.
Okay, so many don't. That's the Irish way of saying it.
Because it looks like Loughlin.
Many people say that.
Yeah.
Because it's just so Ouellette, I don't know the correct way he'd want it to be said. But whatever.
But you've worked with him for a long time, it seems.
Yeah, for 16 years now.
Wow.
Off and on. 16 or 17 years.
Now, he was the drummer in he drummed in Glorious Noise, correct?
He was first. He was in. Let me give you the down low on the Sean Ouellette story.
Yes.
He could give you a better version of it, but Sean and I. Do you remember? I was in a band, Mantra, and we had a drummer at the time called Gary Mayhew, fantastic drummer as well.
Yes, I remember Gary.
Yep, we had a band room, and the band room next to us.
I remember that room.
It's a great band room. By the way. You used to record your show there.
Yes.
The other show, yeah.
Yeah.
But in that room, Sean had a band, and Sean's band, another really good band called Hedgera, they were rehearsing, and Sean, they had off and on time, and Sean eventually heard us playing, and he goes like, "Oh, I'll if you want to record, I'll record you for free. And I was like, that's the best deal of all time.
Right.
And you'll play on it too? Okay.
Well, you know what's funny about that, though? When somebody says they're going to do something like that for free, you never really know what you're getting into because it could be free for a reason, right?
Well, maybe it was. Maybe he just wanted to play. But
in this case, it worked out very well.
It was, well, first of all, Sean's a great guy.
Yeah.
Cool dude. But he also was a great drummer. And it was like, okay, you want to record me and we'll do this? Okay. So we started playing, and I had a bunch of songs since that iteration of Mantra broke up. It was like, okay, I have a bunch of songs I want to get out. So me and him started playing the songs I had. We recorded them and just started playing around. And we recorded like 5 or 6 songs, and that was one of them.
Yeah.
That song, I mean, it's kind of me and him talking about it. It was done in two days. We just wrote it. It was purely improv.
Yeah.
Vocals, everything.
Oh, wow.
So, and then we did a second take to clean it up, and that was it. That's all done.
Wait, so I didn't realize something. So the lyrics were improv? You didn't
everything just on the spot.
I didn't realize that.
It's like that divine channeling thing.
Wow.
It just all came out like just bang.
That I didn't know that even the lyrics.
No, it was accidental, perfectly synchronistically perfect.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, maybe I cleaned up a word or two because I just was mumbling in key.
Yeah.
Maybe a word.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that word will fit, but like, it's one of those. Every songwriter knows this too. Is that like some of the best songs just fall out of you?
Yeah.
And that was one of those songs.
Wow.
It just fell out, and it's like, all right, today was a good day. That's.
Has that happened with other songs where the lyrics just sort of you were able to just sort of improv them? Because your lyrics are you're a really good lyricist, so that's why I was so surprised. I didn't know, like I knew just from previous conversations that there was a lot of spontaneity to those recordings. But I didn't know that the lyrics actually you improv. Are there other songs like that?
I would say the majority of songs I write. Again, you've been in bands, singers. The best. A lot of times when you're recording and just kind of or jamming with people or just sitting in your room playing, sometimes they just fall out of the sky.
Yeah.
And you'll start like playing a couple chords, and then a phrase will come out, and then accidentally they'll all kind of work out. Like, to me, the best songs are not the ones that you sit there and pine over and just like, you kind of just they get there and they kind of give themselves to you.
Yeah.
It's not conscious even. I think if the more you think about both writing music and lyrics, for me, and I think other songwriters will tell you, I think it's a different entity. I think the best ones kind of, it's like you're presented something, and if you get that chance to take it out of the sky, and then they give themselves over. Because I always say that I don't think a lot of songs I wrote, I kind of co-wrote them.
Interesting.
With whatever that means, whatever
Right.
the it's like a weird channeling thing, because I don't know. It's magical. I don't know. It sounds kind of corny, but like, yeah, that's how I feel.
So do songs just sort of come to you even when you're not, or do you have to be sitting there with a guitar and something will sort of occur to you?
I would say most of the time the guitar. I've had 2 or 3 in the shower.
Yeah.
Just sitting there, and I hear an entire, like, nothing left to say. There's a background. The background pieces came to me in the shower. I could hear like a horn. I could hear like the melody, the count over the top, and I was like, oh, that all came to me one day.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple other songs like that, but for the most part, it's just sitting there with the guitar and then getting lucky. It's like, I've heard someone else say it's like fishing, and you get lucky. You like you keep throwing the line out, and then you catch one.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Some days you don't. I play the guitar every day, probably, maybe for 5 minutes sometimes, but something comes out.
Yeah.
And then the good ones stay, and the bad ones you throw aside and
Right.
go back in the water.
Right. Question for you in the chat room. Melanie is asking, that because you were talking about, it's almost like you co-write the songs. Can it become an evil entity? Well, I assume not, because you've never played in like a death metal band or anything that I know of, right? So.
I've written crap that I'd say that would be bad. But
that might be from because there is a satanic portal apparently that goes around and hovers over people. So maybe you've had that happen.
Yes. I mean, it's like, oh, tempted you. This is a great one. This is a fantastic song. And then I go, yes, it is. And then that's a piece of crap. Yeah, there's plenty of that. So maybe that's the case.
Melanie also said he sits in the shower, like in the tub with the shower on. That's weird.
Did I say sit in the shower?
Maybe you did, yeah.
If I did, then I'm very sorry because that sounds disgusting.
It does. It does.
I don't like baths.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, because you're sitting there in your own filth. Nobody ever thinks of it that way. Nobody ever thinks of that. Like, oh, it's nice to take a bath. No, you're sitting there in your own filth.
It's that. I'm also a tall fella,
mm-hmm.
so it's like uncomfortable. Maybe here might be the answer. Maybe I haven't been in the right bathtub.
Maybe. Or maybe it's when you're in the bathtub that you're most vulnerable to an evil entity giving you bad song ideas.
We're going with that one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And JFed is asking, Mike, have you ever considered growing a beard? I've never seen you with facial hair.
I had a full on back in the day, full beard.
Before I knew you, you mean?
No, when shortly, I think around the time either shortly after, maybe shortly before.
Did you? You had a beard?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you I'll tell you a story off the mic.
Okay.
But yeah,
I don't remember you with a beard for some reason.
I've never had a Fidel Castro.
Oh, okay. But you had like scruff?
No, I've had a pretty solid beard.
Okay.
And it was right around that time.
Maybe I do remember, actually.
Once I tell you, you might remember, but I feel like I can't tell you on the air.
Okay.
Because there's a story that goes with it.
Okay. Melanie said, yes, he said sit. Apology accepted.
Melanie, thank you for accepting my apology or my my heartfelt turn of events there. I can't believe I said sit in the shower.
I know, right?
Unless I was like coming down off heroin.
Oh my goodness.
I can't see a reason. I mean, that's the only reason I would see it.
JFed says maybe it needs to be an ice bath. He's a big proponent of the ice bath.
I've never done it.
Me neither. It sounds terrifying to me, hypothermia and things like that. Although JFed and others claim that there are incredible health benefits.
I've done the the cold shower.
Yeah.
I've like turned that on to go. I've done it you sit in there for 1 minute.
Yeah.
And the same thing as the tub, but I can't sit in a bathtub because who does that?
Right.
And so I stood in the shower for freezing cold 1 minute just to do it. There's a guy named Wim Hof, I think is his name.
Heard of him.
And he's the fellow who recommends it's like extreme heat, extreme cold. And I did it. It was painful. I did it like 3 times, and I said, enough's enough.
Now, what's the reason for that? Why does he promote that?
It's supposedly. I remember listening to him in an interview, and it's something about it boosts up the adrenaline of your. So like therefore your body fights off, like it sends out this burst of adrenaline because you're dealing with the cold, because it's survival mode.
Okay.
So like it's getting the body kind of going. So it kind of awakens you kind of in a way.
Interesting. I wouldn't have thought of that.
That's why he's Wim Hof and I'm not.
I guess so. Mike Loughlin is here if you're just joining us, and you can join us too at 603-250-6007, 603-250-6007. We talked too last time you were here about the problem you were having with your throat. And you told me something off air that was interesting, that it's actually, so when you were here the last time when we talked about it, you didn't know yet, from what I can recall, you didn't know yet exactly what was going on. I don't think you hadn't gotten a diagnosis. Am I right?
No,
Am I right about that?
I knew. Maybe I didn't say anything to you, so I apologize. But I have a thing called muscle tension dysphonia.
Okay.
And I always say to people if you've heard Robert F. Kennedy Jr. talk, he's probably the most famous person who has something like this.
Yeah.
He has a thing called I told you before, now I'm forgetting. He has the more extreme version.
Yeah,
he has spasmodic dysphonia.
Okay.
And so his voice is constantly fluttering.
That's why it sounds so.
So it sounds like he's choking a lot. Like
right.
Yeah.
I can't listen to him.
He acknowledges. I've heard him interviewed, and he says, if you want to turn away, I understand.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't listen to himself forever.
Yeah.
And he will say, I've heard him say that it's much better now than it was a year ago. He had to get special surgery.
Oh, no kidding.
Just imagine what it was a year ago.
Yeah.
So
you have what he has, just obviously a much milder.
It's not the same thing.
Okay.
It's in the same family.
Okay.
Mine's more. It's a tightness of the vocal cords.
Okay.
But mine's not constantly doing that.
Okay.
It's just more like it gets tight occasionally if I overdo certain things. It's also possibly psychological, I've heard. So I don't know. I don't know what that. I'm not conscious of any kind of anxiety or anything like that.
Yeah.
But there might just be something my body's doing.
Mhm.
Like if I'm not supposed to if you get angry and start screaming.
Yeah.
That's not good for my voice.
Right.
I have had to learn to I was going to vocal therapy, and the vocal therapist taught me how to sing a little differently.
Okay.
And how to use my voice. I took these exercises. It's boring, blah blah blah. But
does it help?
I would say it did. I didn't see the progress as fast as I wanted to, so I stopped going.
Yeah. Well, what would you do? Just like
exercises, like type of things. What do you mean?
Yeah, like what would it be like? Like regular vocal exercises, like doing do re mi, but doing it in a certain way.
You do that. You also I'll get away from the microphone for a second and go I do things like this. Okay, that's the most annoying thing ever.
Sounds like a bee.
Yeah, but it's things that kind of release tension.
Okay.
And it's a combination of things. I think there might be something to do with diet. It's a whole, but I've read up on a lot, and it sounds like it's a lot of psychological things. And
yeah,
the cruel and or fortunate thing is that sometimes alcohol makes my voice feel easier to sing.
Yeah.
So I will have the occasional drink before the shot just to loosen myself up. And if I feel loose, I've done some exercises before. I'll do some stretching just to kind of get that area. I've done a massage therapist.
Yeah.
To kind of get me going. I'm sure as the mesmerist, there might be some hypnotism stuff involved. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know because I'm not a consciously anxious person.
Right.
That doesn't mean that I don't have stuff in my body that's stored that way. So.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Very often those things, and I know this from being a hypnotherapist, certainly, but very often things that are kind of bothering us mentally or psychologically that we're not dealing with, like we don't think about them consciously, so we're not dealing with them, but they have a way of manifesting themselves physically within us. So yeah, that's very possible. But there's no, it doesn't hurt, right? There's no pain associated with it.
It can be uncomfortable.
Really?
Yeah. There'll be times when it's pretty tense and pretty tight that I just don't want to talk.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt. That's the wrong word. It just feels tight.
Yeah.
Kind of I'm annoyed. I don't want to speak anything. I don't want to speak at all.
Right.
It's hard to describe, but there's definitely those moments. I was feeling it the other day.
Really? Yeah.
And I'm conscious of it right now, but it's not overwhelming. So you just kind of deal with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it might even be, it happens more to people in their 30s. Once they cross their mid 30s.
Oh.
So it's not like a young person's thing. It might just be a wear and tear thing. Who knows? And so.
Yeah. Interesting. Our friend Shannon is on the line. Hi, Shannon.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Mike.
Hello.
Does humming help?
Just going that kind of thing?
Yeah.
I've done stuff like that. It's like I said, making weird noises and stuff like that. It just loosens it. I have a straw technique too, where you blow through a straw.
Huh.
What are you? Do you know any secrets?
Do I? No.
Yeah.
I just thought humming did something. Humming does something for something. I just forget what it was. I didn't know if that was it.
That's a song, isn't it? Humming does something for something. Do I have that right? I might be confused.
Slayer song.
Yeah. It's evil.
No, I don't know. I mean, it might help. I don't know, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I was just curious. All right,
Shannon.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for the call. Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
Has it gotten any better or worse?
I just kind of deal with it. It's one of those things where the first 6 months or so I had it, I will legitimately say when I first got it was super depressing.
Yeah.
Because I always say it's a way, it's a livelihood thing.
Yeah.
Something I'm good at and it's something I love doing.
Yeah.
So it's a real bummer.
Yeah.
And I was pretty depressed for a while. And then whatever stroke of luck you want to call it, if it's a stroke of luck, is then COVID happened.
Right.
And then I couldn't sing anyway. So I got a little chance to kind of rest it. And
oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I always say with the pandemic, we have to find those silver linings where we can. Yeah. So then when you started being able to sing again, was it, so it wasn't as bad as when it first happened?
No, I mean, maybe it's more like I've learned to deal with it, so I'm not thinking about it as much, but
Yeah.
I still get, like, before a gig, I'll feel tight. And
Yeah.
it's like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I bring gum I'm doing right now, or I've become addicted to cough drops, not because I have a cough, just because I like sucking on, oh, that's going to sound bad. I like that feeling of having that and just kind of the constant kind of lozenge feel.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
swallowing. So I'm not even sure if that's good for it. It might not be good for it even. But it might be psychological for me. I don't know. It's one of
Right.
those weird things where, and because every time I sing, it doesn't matter. Like, this is my problem or my benefit, whatever you want to call it, is I can't go half-assed when I sing.
Yeah.
I kind of give it everything. So no matter if I'm playing just a random pub down the road or a bigger show, I can't just go, I'm going to take it easy tonight. I just don't know how to do that. And that's like not
Right.
me. So I just have to cut back. I don't play as often as like before when I was in a band, we'd have rehearsal 3 nights a week, maybe. 3
Oh,
or 4
yeah.
nights, and then having gigs. So I was singing probably four nights a week.
Yeah.
And now I don't do that.
Yeah.
I play infrequently. So
Really? Like how infrequently? A couple times a month? or-
yeah.
Yeah.
Like probably 3 times a month.
Okay. Well, you're still able to do it though, so that's good.
Yeah. It is what it is. I mean, again, there's people who have worse problems.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I don't try not to I try to put it in perspective, but I can still do it.
Yeah.
It's just I don't know. Hopefully it'll just go away.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's go back to because you mentioned recording. So are you and Sean are you recording an album or what, or an EP or just some singles?
Just
or
a bunch. Okay, so during the whole 2020 thing, I started writing songs just because, I mean, everyone did something.
Yeah.
I guess. I also learned to cook. But
Oh.
I was just like, I gotta do something. I was like, I gotta write some songs. And I started noticing that it wasn't conscious. It was the songs I mean, you've heard the songs I've played for since you've known me.
Yeah.
The songs took on a different persona than the stuff I've done before. I think because I was playing them from a singer-songwriter perspective. It's just me and a guitar. And there was I didn't envision a band behind me because I wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
So they came out both as, I'd say, much more singer-songwritery and much more poppy positive. That's not the right word, but like my other songs, there's a lot of moody stuff I had.
Yeah.
And a lot of atmospheric stuff I had. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to write some just good tunes. And
Yeah.
I got a few good tunes out of it. So like, and so the stuff I'm doing with Sean, and it's hard we haven't played as much as we should. It's hard to align schedules still, but
Oh yeah.
we've got like 6 or 7 blueprints of songs we've been working on. So, and then some further along than others.
Yeah.
But it's I'm never going to stop doing it. And I probably have 40 new songs.
Really? Oh my
in
God.
different stages. When I'm saying that, not all fully lyrics, not all, but like I have the arrangements for probably 40.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not all of them. I have like my ideal, if this was a perfect world and I was like going to go check into Electric Ladyland Studios or something, I think I would do an acoustic album and an electric album and have like that kind of dichotomy. But like,
Yeah.
there's definitely tones to each different, there's about 10 songs. I think the best 10 would be for that one, and then the best 10 would be for that one, and probably go from there. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully I can do something with it, but it's so hard. But if someone has any big money and they want to let me record in a nice studio for free, I mean, and you can have the accolades that you recorded my songs,
That's right.
please let me know. Call into Matt's show.
That's right. And is Sean playing drums or
Yes, yeah.
Okay. And is it just the
Just
two
us
of you?
two for now. For
Okay.
now. Because like much like Nothing Left to Say, we did all that ourselves. I did all the other instruments, except for maybe the bass part might have been someone else. I know I played it on a take.
Oh.
We might have kept that.
Okay.
But it might have been somebody. It might have been Scrimmy or John.
Oh.
I can't. But I did all the guitar and the keyboard stuff, and then Sean did all the drumming and different. He might have done some other percussive stuff on that too.
Oh, okay.
But that was just the two of us, and that's the same thing. We'll see. I think that when Sean comes here, he will. We can talk about that more in full because we've had discussions about. We have ideas for stuff, but it's not far along enough yet to talk about seriously.
It's pretty cool though that you can do this with just the two of you.
It's modern technology. We know each other so well musically that, and also here's a fact about my songs. I'm no shredder.
Right.
So I don't. But I do have an ear for how the song should be. They're not dream theater. You know what I mean?
Right,
so it's not like it's their songs.
It's not prog rock.
No. It's no. And there's some songs I've had in the past that are a little more difficult, but I would say for the most part, these are just they're flow songs. They kind of just they're catchy melodic tunes.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's what I can say. I mean, it's just, to me, at the end of the day, I think about the lyrics I write. I think about the songs, but I'm more about the melody than anything else. That's my thing, is like that's the thing that sticks with me when I write. So I'll play a bunch of chords, and if the melody sticks with me, I'll remember that 2 days later if I haven't played that song.
Yeah.
I'll get the melody. I got that. Cool. And that's the thing that you remember anyway in a song. Any song you know. It's whether it's Don't Stop Believing, whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. It's that melody
absolutely
that sticks with you. And I think, I said I'm no shredder. I'm not the greatest guitar player. I'm not the greatest singer. I'm not the greatest anything. But I think I have a really good ear for melody. That's my gift. And I don't think you can teach that. I think it's a gift. I don't believe that's something you can learn.
Yeah.
Like a great painter with an eye. Whoever painted who's the great picture over there?
Oh, yes, the giant cardboard Peter Whitehead.
Yes. Whoever did that, shout out to you, because I couldn't do that.
Yeah, that was our friend Gonzo, and it's wonderful too because it's
staring me in the face, and I want to stare right back at him and say, "Don't look at me."
Well, if you notice, and of course, those of you people just listening can't see it, but if you're watching online, you can see. If you notice, the eyes do follow you.
Mona Lisa.
Yeah. And he smiles, and it's nice. I remember when the giant cardboard Peter Whitehead first appeared in the studio, I found it a little unsettling. Like, whoa, because that's a giant cardboard head. But now I find it comforting, or I find him comforting.
You know who he looks like?
Who?
A punk rock Orville Redenbacher. Look at him.
And that is why you are the colonel/caterer for Jerry Robinson's Rock and Roll Army.
I mean, there are other reasons, but I can't go into them.
Yeah, I think he looks a little bit like Sam Cedar from the Majority Report. Do you know Sam Cedar?
I do know who Sam Cedar looks like a drawing, though, to me. He has his eyebrows, and he has his face looks like some character from an cartoon.
I know exactly what you mean.
Like his expressions, his eyebrows, like his glasses, and he looks more like a drawing.
I know exactly what you mean. Yeah. Joe Friday joins us in the Facebook live chat and says, shout out to Jen. And Jenny said, that's one thing the pandemic increased a lot of creativity.
Maybe. Hope so. I think it definitely got people to do something. I mean, we all remember everyone was making sourdough bread. Remember that? And I remember asking someone, why don't you make a different kind of bread? Why sourdough?
Billy Painter joins us in the chat. He says Roy Orbison glasses. Oh, on the giant cardboard Peter Whitehead?
I see what he means.
Yeah, I can see that. Pretty woman. Whoa, did you hear that?
I heard him singing to me.
Yes. Let's see. We also have Knight Skylard in the chat room, who I'm pretty sure is from Greensboro, North Carolina. Knight Skylard says, hello, #Matt from us. Good afternoon, we say. Who's this person from us? Well, this person is Mike Loughlin. And Knight Skylard also says, hi, #Jen Coffee from us. We are listening to this person. Melanie La Liberty, we say it is a good question.
Is this person's middle name Bot?
I think so. Night Skylard also says, we are from Greensboro, North Carolina. Oh, how did I know? How did I know?
What did they have for lunch today?
Ooh, that's a good question. Yes, Night Skylard, what did you have for lunch? We'll see if they, sometimes specific questions like that become confusing to our friends in Greensboro, North Carolina, where apparently the college there is quite the AI program. Oh, Night Skylard. Oh, did we get an answer? Oh no, Night Skylard said, "You said it from us." Well, that wasn't the question.
What does the Magic 8-Ball say now?
Oh, we got an answer. Night Skylard says, we just ate Taco Bell. # Matt. Well, there you go. Well, what did you have from Taco Bell, Night Skylard?
Play this game all day.
603-250-6007. The studio line is open if you have any questions or comments or anything at all for Mike Loughlin, who is going to, in the second hour, he's going to play a few songs live for us. Really looking forward to that. When you play out shows, do you still play songs that go way back, like the early stuff all the way back to the band Something? Because I think that's the band you were in when I first met you, right? You were in Something.
Yeah. I do, not much, because again, those songs are harder to do with me and a voice and a guitar to get the effect. Because some of them were built on sound and not chords even. There's a kind of vibe created. Like there's a song called Buried in You, which was on that, which I just can't play it. I mean, I've messed around with some of them to try and rearrange. I do it all the time. I'll rearrange the songs. Yeah. But it's not worth doing it. Let's stay where it stays, and I can play other songs. I mean, there's plenty. I do that. I've played Song of Ascension from that time, which is an old song, which I'll play that sometimes.
I think I remember that one.
You've heard a bunch of them. End of the World, I've done that once or twice, but like I let those songs work better in a band situation. Yeah. And I don't feel the need to play them. Like if I had a full band, it'd be a different conversation, but like I don't feel the need. And some of them, like End of the World, if I'm playing at some bar, that song, my voice would become an annoyance.
Really?
Because it's like I really go. There's a top to that song, which is back when my voice was strong. Yeah. I got to get up. That was you could scrape the clouds with that one on some good days. Yeah. And that's not appropriate for. That's the weird thing doing this kind of thing is when you go to a club to see a band, the people are there to see the band, right? Or see music. When you're playing at pubs, and restaurants, that kind of thing, they're there for food and the night out with their friends or family or whatever. Mm-hmm. And the music is kind of a nice accompaniment. Yeah, it's a nice add-on.
It's a soundtrack.
It's not the same thing as I won't play the places where I'm sonic wallpaper. I won't do that. Yeah. I always say I'm not in the marinara restaurant crowd. That's right. Not my corner. Yeah. But like I do understand that some songs are just not going to fit in a venue because it's not meant for that. Mm-hmm. So I choose my songs based on that sometimes. Yeah. It's just the way it is. It's just. Yeah. Well, you have a lot. You've written so much that you have a lot to choose from too, which is nice. And I'm mostly playing, honestly, now, the majority of the stuff I play now, other than the cover songs, are the new stuff. Yeah. I just want to focus on it. And they're also, just as I said, they're more catchy songs that are like, I'm excited for playing them but they're also they fit that kind of venue better. They're just that kind of vibe. So whatever. I mean, I'm lucky to have those, I guess, and I'll take them over most people's songs about that. There you go. Oh, we did get an answer. Night Skylard says we had soft tacos and nachos. Little vague. Corn tortilla? So they said soft taco? Okay. Soft tacos. Okay, flour. And nachos. All right. Mm. What's the best non-Taco Bell restaurant in Greensboro? Ooh, good question. What's the local restaurant? No chains. Mm-hmm. I want that answer because I'm flying to Greensboro to do a show in 1 week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Just one show.
Joe Friday in the chat room said diarrhea special. That happens to me if I eat Pizza Hut.
That's not a real pizza.
Yeah, I know.
Great breadsticks.
Mm-hmm.
But
yes. Oh, yes. Night Skylard says, we say Mike. Good question.
I'll wait for a better answer.
Yes. Let's see. So, where do you have favorite places that you play when you play out?
Yeah. There's different reasons for different places.
Yeah.
There's like the people who, there's a place called the White Mountain Tavern in Lincoln. Love those guys. They're just Dave and Melissa. They're just cool people to me.
Oh.
Defiant Records in Laconia is a new place by the Colonial Theater. Remember the Colonial Theater?
Yes.
There's a record store right next to it now with a pub.
Okay.
It's a great idea.
Yeah.
And actually, you know who provides the records there do you know Gavin McDaniel? Do you know the band The Noise?
Yes.
Okay.
I interviewed them years ago.
I used to play with them years ago.
Oh.
And I think he's the guy who now provides a lot of their albums there.
No
he puts
kidding.
them in. So,
Oh.
Cool place. I love Kristen, the owner there too, and it's a cool place. There's a place in Plymouth called The Last Chair, which is probably with the mixture of the location, the people, the reception, the food, is probably my favorite place to play.
Yeah.
It just for all the ingredients combined, but I can't play much down south here, because I don't know if you know the rules. There's you have to go through agencies, and I won't mention any names because I don't want to be an a-hole about it. But
right.
you have to go through certain people, or you can't get in because they run every club.
Yeah.
Like we go through our agency, or you can't get in. So
Right.
I quit. I was like, I'm not gonna. I can't play often anyway, so it's not worth it to me.
Yeah.
The hustle. So it's not like I'm losing that much. So.
Oh, we did get an answer to that last question. Night Skylard says, at High Point Road, close to Groomtown in Greensboro, North Carolina. Never mentioned the name of the place, but it's at High Point Road, close to Groomtown in Greensboro, North Carolina. Apparently is where you can get, I don't even remember what the question was now. Was it?
What's the best non-chain restaurant?
Yes. Yeah, don't know, but it's at High Point Road, if that helps. So when you go to play that show there,
I'll write that down.
Ask for High Point Road.
And am I knocking on a door?
Yeah, just knock on somebody's door. Just say, hey, I'm looking for High Point Road. And if they don't know where High Point Road is, you can just say, well, I'm told it's close to Groomtown in Greensboro.
Who is it? What's their name again? What is their collective name?
Night Skylard.
Is it one person?
Who knows?
I don't want to be disrespectful, but I'm trying to nail it down because they seem very informative.
Yes.
And so when I go there, maybe I should just look them up.
Oh yes, look up Night Skylard.
What is their real name?
As far as I know, it's Night Skylard.
Is Skylard? Is that British?
I don't know. I think it's a common name in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's like a family the Skylards. They run that city.
It's not. Oh, ooh.
Yeah.
I see what you're talking about.
Yeah. Hello to Eric Street in the Facebook live chat. Oh, Night Skylard says, we are 5 members. We are a pop singing group, USA.
Are they from South Korea?
No, they're from Greensboro, North Carolina. How dare you?
Well, where are you originally? So can I look you guys up online? Because I want to promote you to the world here on the Matt Connarton Unleashed show. Where would we look you up online? And are you from South Korea? That's a good 2 questions.
That is a good 2 questions. Night Skylard will probably, I'm going to make a prediction, is probably going to say that they have a karaoke show coming up at I think it's St. Pius X Church in Greensboro.
Wait, have you heard this before?
Oh yeah. Not necessarily from Night Skylard, but from other people from Greensboro, North Carolina.
Wait, are they your town? Is Greensboro, North Carolina, your your hotbed of the Matt Connarton Unleashed show?
Yes, we have 2 hotbeds, of course, Manchester, New Hampshire, and Greensboro, North Carolina.
They're sister cities.
We have quite a yes, we have quite a following there. Night Skylard says we have a Facebook like page.
Oh, we need to look this up.
There's not much there, trust me. Well, we are almost at the top of the hour, so I'm looking forward to hearing you play. So what we'll do is we're going to play another one of your studio tracks from the band Mantra. Actually, this was recorded in that band room we were talking about, right? Don't Mess with Texas.
Same time, same batch of songs, same time period. So.
And Sean recorded this?
Yep.
Very good, very good. Who else is on this track with you? Because this is you recorded this live with the full band, right? Or
no,
did you?
This is just me and Sean, and maybe a bassist stepping in, maybe to fill out my lack of bass skills. They might have stepped in and done something better than me.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay. So we're going to play the track. It's called Don't Mess with Texas, and we're going to show some love to our amazing sponsors. And then when we come back in the second hour, Mike is going to play live for us. By the way, Night Skylard in the chat room says, #Matt Connarton. We will be performing at the karaoke at Center City Park downtown, Greensboro, North Carolina. St. Pius X in Manchester is where Robbie O does his funeral gigs. I don't know who Robbie O is.
Okay, first of all, what kind of a karaoke special is where the funeral gigs are? Second of all, everyone listening to this needs to go to Greensboro, North Carolina, or have someone who you know and check this out and film it. Because I bet you, this is amazing. I bet you they're amazing. I'm a full-blown fan without even hearing it.
Yes. Oh, aren't we all? And, yeah. All right. We've got to, we have many smiley faces from Night Skylard. All right. Very good.
Love you.
Let's give this a listen. This is Don't Mess with Texas. Do you play this one live ever or no?
Not maybe once just as a giggle, but like
Gotcha.
it doesn't it's timely. It's a timely song about the old
this was
sequel to the GW the second, not George Washington, but the other one.
Right.
That's all.
Oh, Joe Friday says Robbie O can pull off a karaoke gig at a funeral.
Yeah, you can. The big O. I know Robbie.
All right, here it is. This is Don't Mess with Texas. This is a great song. Check it out.
Once again, the amazing Marie. This next song is, this one's for everyone's favorite fella. This one's for GW. This is called Don't Mess with Texas.
down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Clemento's Pizzeria, family friendly, awesome for a date night. Clemento's Pizzeria. For delivery, call 603-782-8450. Clemento's Pizzeria, the best pizza in town. 1875 South Willow Street in Manchester, New Hampshire. Best cocktails around. Come in as friends and leave as family.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
WMNH, rip the knob off.
I would like to welcome the brand new member of Jerry's Rock and Roll Army, the commander to the supreme leader, Matzo
I stand up here giving speeches for an hour and a half, many times without notes. Very, very large brain. He said, Donald Trump, they don't know what to do. It never happened.
Got some exceptional Connarton energy.
Welcome back, everybody, as we are now in hour number 2, numero dos of Matt Connarton Unleashed, and we are live from the studios of WMNH 95.3 FM in glorious downtown Manchester, New Hampshire, also on Comcast Channel 6 if you're in Manchester. Hello to all of our online listeners across the nation and around the globe. You can go to my website, mattconnerton.com, for all of your live streaming options, social media links, contact info, show archives, etc., etc. Today is Thursday, September 14, 2023. We have a great guest with us today. Mike Loughlin is here with us, and he is now migrated over to the couch. And he's going to play some songs for us. Really looking forward to this. Mike, welcome back. If you're just joining us, our second hour listeners will be hearing you for the first time today. And
I just got back from I took a quick break and went down to North Carolina.
Oh, yeah, down to Greensboro.
Yeah.
What did you see some karaoke?
Not yet, but I heard there was a great performance coming up in a couple of days.
Yes. Well, Night Skylard does say in the Facebook live chat, Mike, we sing and dance. Become a quartet, we say, from us.
We say thank you. And we say, I'm your biggest fan.
By the way, Jenny says that song was awesome. She really liked that Don't Mess with Texas.
Thanks, Jenny.
Oh, and apparently Night Skylard liked it as well.
That's okay. I can walk out right now.
Night Skylard
that is the best.
Says a good catchy song, we say.
I want them to sing it at karaoke.
Yes. Well, we'll turn it over to you, Mike. I'm looking forward to hearing you play.
Cool.
And I'll let you if you want to introduce the songs or however you want to do it, sir.
Oh yeah, this is a song called "The Bottom This is one of the ones I've been working on. So.
Oh, so this is new. This is one I haven't heard yet.
You got it.
Excellent.
Thought I'd play some new stuff again. All right, then.
Hello, light, you're mine tonight. Moon, she hangs like an amber. It's burning bright, but it don't feel right. Your glow won't bring me the answer. Well, I'm not reading the signs. I need a break from my mind. Give it a try and don't ask why. I'm just in this for the ride. I've seen the darkest cloud on the road ahead. On my way to the bottom. The choice is mine, but it's the choice that I dread. On my way to the bottom. On my way to the bottom. And oh my, my, she caught my eye, dressed up in damage and danger. If luck be a lady, will she be mine tonight? Roll the dice with the stranger. Well, I'm not reading the signs. I need a break from my mind. Give it a try and don't ask why. I'm just in this for the ride. I'm hellfire and holy water, that's what she said. On her way to the bottom. I'll grab the bottle and I'll meet you in bed. On our way to the bottom. On our way to the bottom. I'm not reading the signs. I need a break from my mind. Give it a try and don't ask why. I'm just in this for the ride. Oh, I'm hellfire and holy water, that's what she said. On our way to the bottom. And I'll grab the bottle and I'll meet you in bed. On our way to the bottom. I've seen the darkest cloud on the road ahead. choice is mine, but it's the choice that I dread. On my way to the bottom, on my way to the bottom, on my way.
I love it. That's awesome, dude.
Thanks, man.
Very, very cool. If you're just joining us, Mike Loughlin is here with us live in studio. He's playing a few songs for us. And so that's, how new is that? You said that's pretty recent?
I wrote it. Yeah, it's a newer. I mean, it's last 2 years.
Yeah, yeah.
But I haven't, yeah.
And that's one of the ones you and Sean are working on recording?
Yeah.
Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, it's a, have you seen, I don't like giving away songs, like what they're about. And it's not really about whatever. This isn't giving anything away, but
yeah.
Have you seen the movie Star Is Born?
You know,
the Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper one?
I have not.
It is very good.
Is it? Yeah.
And Bradley Cooper's amazing in it. And I remember watching that, and I was like, I want to try and write a song as if I was that character. It was like an experiment more than anything. I was like, I'm going to try and come up with an interesting way to write a song. And I was like, this is a song. I would have written this as him.
Oh, okay.
So,
Interesting.
It's a good movie, though, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Jenny said in the chat room, kick ass. She really liked it.
Cool.
And Night Skylard says, woo, ooh, awesome, Mike Loughlin, right from us.
Once again, Skylard. You, we, they are the best.
And Melody La Liberty said, the bottom, this guy is such a perv. I don't think it's...
Fat Bottom Girls, I stole it from them.
Right. It's probably good that you explained...
It's okay. Think whatever you want. I shouldn't have explained it. I don't like that, but it made me think like that was the experiment I was doing. How about that?
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool. All right. Well, you want to play another one?
I can play another one.
That guitar sounds really good.
Does it?
Yeah.
I can't tell with the headphones on what sounds good or not.
Yeah.
My voice sounds weird.
Really? Yeah.
Can I take it off when I'm playing?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah.
It sounds weird to me.
Absolutely. Yeah. The only reason you'd really need them is if if we get a call, because
I'll put them back on when I'm done
to
playing.
the caller. Yeah. No, that's cool.
Yeah, it's weird, but
yeah,
I can play another new one, I guess.
Yeah,
this is my newest one I've been playing out.
Oh,
this is called The Sentimental Kind.
Okay.
Will saw her sitting there, all dressed in white. She was staring at the wall under low light. A private memory plays in her mind. Curiosity, it comes to mind. Now I'm not gonna say she's wrong or right, but I can tell she's the sentimental kind. Well, thought I took a chance to make her smile, so I played the fool, but done in style. And when she looked at me with some surprise, I heard the melody behind those eyes. Now I'm not gonna tell you all is fine, but I can see you're the sentimental kind. that make you sing. Butterflies and bluebirds on her mind. I can see you're the sentimental kind. Oh. Now I'm not gonna tell you all is fine, but I can see you're the sentimental kind. Come on, baby, show me everything. I wanna see the wounds that make you sing. Butterflies and bluebirds on her mind. I can see you're the sentimental kind. I wanna share the things I have in me, complicated with simplicity. Can you see what lies behind these eyes? Do you see I'm the sentimental kind? Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, hey.
Outstanding. Outstanding.
Merci, monsieur.
Yes, yes. If you're just joining us, Mike Loughlin is here with us in studio. By the way, Night Skylard did apologize for getting your name wrong.
I forgot their name too, so it's okay.
Let's see. DJ Steve is in the Facebook live chat. I get to hang out with DJ Steve every Friday night for Retro Spectrum Radio with Paulie C from 8 to 11 p.m. here at WMNH 95.3 FM, along with, of course, Mike from Queen City Cabinetry also joins us on that show. DJ Steve says, good afternoon. Great show. Awesome tunes. Very nice. So you've got a new fan there.
Thank you, Cy.
And Night Skylard said, great tune from us.
It was written by them.
Wow.
So I did take it, to be honest.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea. That's astounding. You did tell me off air that the band Floodwatch actually covered one of your songs, which I didn't realize.
Yeah, nothing left to say. The one you opened the show with.
Yeah.
They're amazing. They were probably my favorite band in New Hampshire.
No kidding.
When they were, yeah.
I remember interviewing them a long time ago. Are they still together?
I don't think so, but I don't. It's been a while.
Yeah.
So they were just, I don't know. There was something they had. They had this grit and soul that I love, and this kind of. They were like Johnny Cash if he picked up. It was like a darkness and mood to them that was just amazing to me.
Yeah.
Dave had a great voice, and their songs were great.
Yeah.
So they were unique too. So
yeah.
No one else sounded like them.
I'll have to see if I can find that song online. Floodwatch would be a very appropriate name for now. It's maybe they should reunite. It seems like around here we're always having floods.
It was a weird summer, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. Do you want to play one more? You said you wanted to do 3.
I could do one more, I guess.
You do one more?
Maybe I'll do one from the past.
Ooh.
Before I play.
Yes.
So I was thinking about this the other day. As a person who interviews musicians.
Yes.
Who's the best interview in rock? Like, what musician is the best? I think I know the answer. But what's...
Why? What do you... Okay.
Noel Gallagher.
Yeah.
I think that is just so candid and funny.
Yeah.
And you don't get... It's one of the reasons why I find music interviews are bland as can be for the most part.
Yes.
Especially now, because I think since the cell phone, the iPhone, I think honestly one of the reasons why there's no rock stars is because of the cell phone.
Yeah.
Because everything, and then social media, you can see everyone's movements and what they're saying, and no one wants to be heard saying the wrong thing.
Right.
So what Axl Rose might have said in 1988, or
Right.
what Led Zeppelin might have done on tour in Milwaukee in 1974, or all these things.
Yeah.
You didn't have that with a cell phone.
True.
So like everyone's so careful. So when you hear someone like Noel Gallagher just get up there and say anything,
right?
It's like, God, yes, and he's hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, I'd probably agree with you. I would also put probably Alice Cooper in the mix.
I haven't heard him in a long time interviewed, so I don't.
His interviews are always really interesting. But I know what you mean. And it's funny. As you know, Kiss is my favorite band, but I've never enjoyed their interviews much because they tend to be they're so mindful of everything that they say. They're almost, it's
a business for them.
They're almost too careful. They did open up. They were recently interviewed by Howard Stern, and now that they're in their 70s, they open up a lot more. But Gene Simmons in particular has always been so guarded about what he says, that I never feel like I'm learning much. And now that I'm thinking about it, that's actually true of a lot of the musicians I grew up loving are like that. But now even more so, you're right. I mean, social media really changed the dynamics, and now everyone's very worried about saying the wrong thing.
It's because I think I've had this theory that everything in public life since the phone is optics.
Yeah.
Everything. Because you could get in trouble at work. You could could get sacked from your job. Your sales from your album could go down if you're a musician.
Yep.
There's a million factors to this. So it's saying the wrong thing now because the Twitter mob could eat you alive.
Right.
Or there's a picture of you which Iggy Pop in 1980 wouldn't have to worry about.
Right.
But now it's like everyone is careful that it's that lack of danger is in the air. Like that kind of, one of the beautiful things about rock and roll is, and I mean rock and roll loosely as in music really, but is the kind of, what the rock star idea was, the kind of carefreeness.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we don't care, so you don't, I think it's one of the big reasons why there was no rock stars. Because if you think of, imagine Jim Morrison alive now. Imagine David Lee Roth in his prime.
Right.
Now.
Right.
You wouldn't be allowed to be that guy.
Yeah.
Loud. I think you know what I mean. But like it's not. It'll be frowned upon. So, but I always come back to this is, I think that it's kind of nonsense because especially with Jim Morrison and with David Lee Roth, I know maybe more girls who like the Doors than men.
Mm-hmm.
And Aerosmith, and I know women love those bands too.
Of course,
so it's not like oh every woman's like what a misogynist. Like it's a weird, rock and roll always had this mystery danger area.
Yeah,
it was like this weird fantasy that was like, I remember hearing Sheryl Crow say that she lost her virginity to Robert Plant because it was the way he made her feel when he sang. Like he was like the way that she was like, oh, there was something about the way he sang that just made me. Yeah,
ooh. You're right.
And there's something about rock stars that are like that you can't put in a box.
Yeah.
And it's something interesting that it's not, we can't behave that way now for a million reasons, but I think the energy of that is gone. You know what I mean? I think there's an energy that existed. And here's a full disclosure. I was not a Kiss fan. I'm not a Van Halen fan. So I'm like, oh yeah. So, but I'm just saying the rock star idea that we have in our head of Steven Tyler and all those guys and gals too, like a Courtney Love, that they're so free spirited.
Right.
And the free spirit seems to me, it's been caged. Like the energy's caged right now. And it's like, name me the biggest rock star in America.
Well, I would say, Metallica is still huge.
They might be, but I would say Foo Fighters are big.
Well, I was thinking about Dave Grohl actually while you were talking, because there's an example of somebody.
He is, but here's my bigger point I was going to get to.
Yeah.
Dave Grohl's like 52.
Yeah.
Where's the 23-year-olds?
Right.
Where are the young? That's because rock and roll, let's be honest, is a young person's thing. Same way rap is a young person's thing. It's like energy to youth, metal
Yeah.
and punk. Those are like kids like having the
Right,
energy
right.
and going out and feeling that kind of youthful vibe of we're all going to experience this together.
Yeah.
And I just feel like there's something about these kids are listening to older bands now because that's all there is for rock. There's no, I mean, maybe is the biggest band Imagine Dragons?
See, I think there's a lot of, I think if you go on Spotify or on other sites like Bandcamp, I think I guess I see it a little bit differently in that I don't think there's certainly not a lack of rock bands.
That's not what I'm getting. The cultural impact.
But how do you break through? But is that because of what you're talking about in terms of everyone has to be more careful, or is it more just everything's changed because the internet changed the dynamics of everything?
It's many variables. I think it's not just one.
Yeah,
but I think it's a combination of you put all that stew together. There's no young rock bands that are the way when we were younger. Rock was big. You could turn on. Rock was the king.
Right.
And again, I mean rock, rap too. Like you could listen to Tupac, Biggie. You'd have Nirvana. You'd have Soundgarden. You'd have Metallica. These were bands that were like on the radio as top 100 bands.
Yeah.
Like they permeated culture. There's none of that now.
Right.
That doesn't get through. It's all the same Swedish producer kind of making the same 4 or 5 people and then I mean I'll give credit to Ed Sheeran because I think he does his own stuff.
Yeah.
It's not my thing, but like I think Taylor Swift, even though she has like 50 producers, I think she writes most of her songs.
I believe so. Yeah.
So I'll give credit, but like as far as that rock energy, Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift don't give off the rock vibe. They're not like that. Right. They're not like that kind of thing you put your imagination to and go, like that kind of like poster on the wall. Like, oh, there's something about them. I want to, like I said, those guys I mentioned before.
Well, 20 years ago, Gene Simmons was saying that at that time and maybe this wouldn't hold up now, but he was saying then that hip hop artists were the new rock stars.
There was some of that. And I think that
because they had at that point some of that same energy that maybe the early rock stars had.
I think that did happen. It did move, but I think it's a lot of combinations of factors here. It's just weird to me. It's like I keep saying whenever I have these conversations at bars or with other people, like, where are the 23-year-olds? Like, where are they?
Yeah.
Meaning permeating the culture. I don't mean because all the people we've mentioned, including Ed Sheeran, including Taylor Swift, are all in their 30s, I believe. Now, not that you can't play in your 30s. I mean the emerging artists, the young, the movement of youth. The same way in the 60s and the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, they were all people in their early 20s.
Right.
So I don't know what's happened. Part of it is learning the guitar too much because they're distracted by so many things and it just takes too much alone time. I don't know. I don't know the answer. It just there's a lot of. It's sad to me. And it sounds like old man on the, but like I do believe, and I've heard, who Rick Beato is?
No.
Great music YouTube channel musician.
Yeah.
And I've heard him discuss something like this too. It's weird to not see it existing anymore. It's like no one's playing songs like that anymore. Like in the culture. That's my thing. Of course, there's always bands that exist.
But somebody is playing songs like that though somewhere.
Somewhere's not my point.
But it's an ocean.
Somewhere's my point. I mean the way it dictated culture.
Right.
The way it was like in the 60s you had the Stones and the Beatles and the fact that Crosby, Stills and Nash was listened to by 16-year-olds, imagine that now.
Right.
Like that doesn't sound like 16-year-old music.
True.
Now that doesn't the same way maybe Frank Sinatra doesn't sound like 16-year-old music either, but like there's something about the energy of those, whether it was jazz, whether it was Elvis, whether it was Sinatra, whether it was punk rock, whether it was metal, whether it was grunge, whether it was all the way up to like the Strokes or something. What happened after that? I don't know. And that coincidentally is the same time the iPhone came into being. Coincidentally, right around that late 2000s.
Yeah.
The knots.
Is there maybe just maybe there's just not as much to rebel against anymore? There's always youthful rebellion. You just get mad at think about half the stuff I remember myself and other people just being mad about was not real. You just have that. It's just that energy to kind of say "F you,"
it's a big middle finger to whatever it is.
Right.
And so there's obviously kids doing that.
Yeah.
I just think it's like, I don't know. It's a weird time. It's a weird, but I feel like it's waiting to burst through. I know that it's going to. It's going to again. I just don't know who it will be. There's a couple artists who I've heard. There's a guy named Ren who I always shout out.
Oh, Jenny is a big fan of his.
He's Prince. I want to curse, but I won't. He's so good.
Yeah.
And he's unique. He's a person that I would say is pretty great.
Yeah.
And he has rap, but he can do everything. He can do everything.
Yeah,
he can play guitar. He's like Prince.
Yeah.
He's just like a supernova.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I to be fair, I don't listen the way I used to listen as much. I'm not scouring music the way when we worked in a music store. You could scour through the CDs.
Right.
I don't know what the kids are listening to.
When you play your next song while you're doing that, I'm going to pull up the current Billboard Hot 100. I want to look at it.
I bet there's a lot of Bad Bunny. a lot of people with the name Lil. but even those people, that's not. I guarantee you, most rap fans will say that's not. But it becomes weird. It's like every older generation says the new thing sucks.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, is that ever true? You know, like
no. I've probably said this to you before, but my dad, who listens to the show, you know, I think he's 76 years old now, and he to this day, so he lives on the seacoast, and he loves listening to college radio. Like, he loves WUNH because my dad, no matter how old he gets, he still loves hearing new music.
It's great.
And new rock bands. That's how he's always been. Because most people, I feel like by the time they hit 30, it's like
it's just natural.
It's like they just go, okay, all the music up to this point was really good, and anything that comes out after this point in my life, I'm going to hate. Which musicians don't think that way.
No, that's because you're right.
But normies, quote unquote, do think that way.
Most people associate music with youth.
Right.
I remember being 16 years old, driving in my car with my friends, and I heard that song, and then. But your musicians don't think that way.
Right.
That's why those people join bands or become obsessive, whatever.
Yeah.
Like the Captain. But it is a thing. But I do think there were people who were older, like who were part of the 60s generation, who would listen to 90s rock and still understand it.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think that's true of now. It's it's insanely simple, and I don't mean simple as in the chords. I mean as in it's really. I've heard enough again because I'm around. I hear enough kid stuff, you know, and and they don't like it either. They prefer music from another time.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Like they have Tupac shirts and Metallica shirts and Nirvana.
I was gonna say I see a lot of young people wearing Nirvana shirts,
and it's both amazing and really great, but it's also sad to me because you're supposed to rebel against the prior generation. That's your job, kind of, as a kid. It's your job as a teenager.
Yeah.
And
it's healthy.
But it's not, I don't know. It seems like we're in a stuck place right now, and I just hope we get out of it soon. So I'll play, you know what? You actually played my song I heard yesterday on the air.
Oh,
I'll play Don't Let the Music Stop.
Awesome.
My last song.
Awesome. Okay.
Don't let the music stop. Don't let the passion go away. Don't let the spirit. That to me is the thing. As a person, for me, art matters to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's like I'm not a religious person, but like that is the closest thing to God for me. Is when that's what I take like film. As much as I love movies, I take it seriously. I do really love movies and music and art because that is my. I think that's the creative, that's the closest thing where some people can go for that. Everyone's not going to be religious, but I think there are ways to access that for other people, and that's it from me. And so when I talk about it, I think I take it more serious than other people. And because most people, it's just their lives and they want to have fun, and that's totally normal and understandable, but it's not that way for me.
Right.
So like if I get more passionate about it, it's not because I'm better or anything like that, just that it matters more, you know? And so, I don't know, that was why am I talking so seriously on this show? This is a comedy show, right, Matt? No,
it's whatever it is at any given moment.
Yeah, of course.
But I totally get what you're saying.
Yeah, it is, and it's no soapbox necessary. It's just, it matters to me, and I know it matters to a lot of people.
Yeah.
And that spirit of art, I feel, is in a weird place, and I just am longing for the Quentin Tarantinos and the Kurt Cobains and the whoever to kind of bust through. Just that kind of thing to kind of go, wow, what was that? Because when I first saw Quentin Tarantino movies, I was like, what is this?
Right.
When I first heard Nirvana, you were kind of more of a hair metal. Well, would you call it hair metal? Or would you call it 80s rock? I don't know what you want to call it.
80s rock. Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Yeah.
I did like Guns N' Roses, but I didn't call it that. I loved Guns N' Roses. But like when I heard Nirvana, whatever it was for me, that was a what is this moment.
Right.
And I think I imagine being like a 15-year-old right now. What is this moment? Like, that's a cool thing. Every person should experience that and go, because it kind of changes you. And for me, that's part of the reason why I'm picking up a guitar right now and holding a guitar, is because I heard that and went, that's amazing. That's amazing. And I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is right now. What is the inspirational? Who are the inspirations?
Yeah.
I can't think of one.
Right.
And I don't mean that to be mean. I just don't hear anything. I mean, the majority of anything that really excites, that I can see me being 15-year-old me going, whoa, you know?
Right.
Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I would have said something else, but I was also not the kind of kid who said that often.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Who knows? I'll shut up.
All right, Mike Loughlin is in studio with us, and you're going to play Don't Let the Music Stop?
Yeah, I'll play that. It's been a long time since I played this song.
Awesome.
If I forget the words, go with it. I'll have who's our friends in Greensboro again?
Oh, yes, Night Skylard.
Night Skylard. If I forget the words to my song, I know you know them.
That's right.
So send them to Matt, and we'll start again.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. So much for eternity, so much for all the best. These lies, they've gone to my head. So much for the fire, baptism and desire. We let them burn out, I guess. And talking about love, talking about love, talking about love, talking about love. So much for the prophecy, so much for brown-eyed bliss. I blink now, look what I miss. So I swim a little closer, but my hands won't touch as I reach out for you up above. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about love. I'm talking about love. Talking about love. Oh, now soul sister, you shine out here in the dark, and you made up your mind, and now I'm making a noise, and cool water it burns straight to my heart. Come on now, come on now. Don't let the music stop.
So much for the hijack nights and dances in the dark. Where are you and where is the spark? Here comes the ocean to wash away the pain. Bonnie and Clyde, watch the bullets rain. Talking about love, talking about love, talking about love, talking about love. Oh, now so sister, shine out here in the dark, and you made up your mind, and now I'm making a noise, and cool water it burns straight to my heart. Come on now, don't let the music stop. Now so sister, shine out here in the dark, and you made up your mind, and now I'm making a noise, and cool water it burns straight to my heart. Come on now, don't let the music stop. 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 Ooh.
Awesome. Mike Loughlin live in studio with us. By the way, Miriam Banish in the chat room says, nice voice, really liking this.
Thanks, man. I mean, gal. I was struggling, so.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, I could. It was getting tight.
No kidding.
Yeah,
oh, wow.
One, so.
Wow. And Night Skylard says, awesome. Hashtag Michael Loughlin, we said from us. So they learned your name. By the way, I did look up the Billboard Hot 100, and you were right.
About what part? The Lils?
Yeah, and just no real rock bands. And I mean, I didn't scroll down too far, but you were right.
It's just is what it is. It's not even that it's rock. That's a personal thing for me, and I would think it always exists because there's something attractive and tangible about seeing people play things that are real.
Yeah.
And getting up there and sweating and making mistakes even, but hearing and seeing that energy of people who created something coming together and using organic materials.
Yeah.
I don't know what that. It's why I always love Jack White. He used to say something about that too. It's like that level of he would buy crappy guitars and just struggle with them.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go that far, but there's something about we all know when we see it. You go out and see people and you see them play. There's something just different than hearing someone press a button. You know what I mean? It's why
Yeah.
it's why rap. I used to go to a couple rap concerts when I was younger. It was not good. Now sometimes you'll get like the Roots, but they're not really pure just rap. Like it's something about just that beat. Rhythm doesn't work by itself live. You need more tones, and there's no. If you're not playing something, it doesn't work live.
I have a theory about that. I think that, and it does work better when it's like the Roots, where you have instruments.
Snoop Dogg does it too sometimes with the band.
Yeah. I think it works better with. I think it works better that way, because the problem is if it's just beats with a little bit of synth and whatnot, it doesn't create a wall of sound. You have to have the wall of sound, otherwise it sounds thin. Yeah, because I've been to rap shows where I've felt that too. It's like and I love hip hop actually, but live in some cases it just doesn't work as well, because if you don't have a wall of sound, then
your ears get bored. Your ears.
Yeah.
It's like, because when you're listening to, there's something about. It's like a recipe. Okay, so when if you have no salt or any spice, it might be delicious fish or whatever, chicken or something.
Yeah.
But if there's nothing else to preoccupy your palate, it's just one note. And after the 15th bite, it's like the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
You need to have, there's something to, it's like in an orchestra, you have the violin and the horn. There's all these layers that kind of contribute to that whole, that make it interesting to the ear. And even in something like pop music, when you have a guitar, a bass, a drum, a piano, or something, and even a voice, different voices, background vocals.
Yeah.
There's something about that it hits some kind of harmony frequency that's appealing to people.
Yeah.
And I think that you can tell now, and because of AI and because of auto-tune, I don't know, there's something inauthentic. I'd rather see someone struggle, but have it be really them.
Yeah.
Than have it be, if you can't do it at all, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Right.
I'd rather hear you struggle a little bit. Like, I really did struggle singing that last song.
Really? Yeah.
It was like, there's a couple times I had to kind of go, tune it down.
Yeah.
Just go a different direction. I've seen people I know who can sing struggle sometimes. It's like, now you go, all right, but like it feels like you're in the moment and you're seeing someone deliver something authentic.
Right.
And you can't trade that. You can't. Just listen to the album at home.
Right.
Glenn
RJ Willette, the People's Mayor, is in the chat room and says, music lives in a life of its own throughout the global universe, coming from all cultures throughout. Great show. Thank you, Glenn. Global universe. Wow. Deep.
I think I know what he means.
Yeah.
How about that?
No, I do too. J-Fed said, do you need Matt to swab your throat? I'm not a medical professional, J-Fed. I don't think I can help.
After the show, Matt will do that for me.
Well, we are just about out of time. Mike, this is wonderful as always.
Cool.
Great to see you, and you sound great. And I love the new songs. When's your next, we should plug, do you have anything coming up this weekend? Or?
No, I'm the end of the month. I'm playing at Defiant Records.
Okay.
On a Friday, whatever that is, the 29th, I think, or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I've taken some time off, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. I don't expect, it's one of those things, I don't expect people to come to the shows like this. It's not a band thing. It's like, again, I said it before earlier. It's like, people are out. If you're there, cool. If you're in town, stop on in, have a drink, hang out, listen to something. I'm not good at promoting this kind of thing, so it is what it is.
Very good. And for people who want to keep up on what you're doing, should they just follow you on social media? Or?
You can contact the Skylards. They have whatever they are. They have all my info. I stay off the kind of socials for my music as far as promotion. I have my Facebook page.
Well, I was gonna say usually on Facebook.
But I only usually do that with my friends or people I've met. So I'm not really, again, I'm not good at selling myself for this. It's not something I actively, because what I'm doing is, I always say it's the commerce, not the art phase of this.
Yeah.
So it's not for the most, like 75% of my gigs, I'm playing cover songs.
Right.
So it is what it is. I don't need to find, I should put myself out there on other sites. Like there are places like SoundCloud still exists.
Oh, yeah.
What are the places now, Matt? What are the kids using now for the?
Bandcamp is a big one.
Okay.
Bandcamp.com.
When I'm done recording my stuff, I will go on to those kind of places and put stuff out.
Excellent.
I will do that eventually. But as far as coming to see me play, I'll be at Madison Square Garden. I think I'm going to the Los Angeles, the whatever it's called, the Tweeter Center now in Harbor Lights, whatever it is in Cambridge. I'm playing Wembley Stadium in October.
Good for you, yeah.
Great Pyramid of Giza in November.
Ooh.
And the Antarctic, the South Pole, at the Penguin Coliseum in December.
You should do the whole pyramid circuit.
Oh, the Mayan one's beautiful. I did that last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, amazing.
Very good. Mike, thank you again, my friend. And if you missed any part of today's show, it'll be up in just a little bit at WMNHradio.org and at my website, MattConnarton.com. And tomorrow's Friday, so don't forget tomorrow on the show, of course, we have Eric Pilcher's Classic Film Review, as we do every Friday. And then we also have a band, Able Blood, will be our musical guest tomorrow. And I was thinking to close out, I won't have time to play the whole thing, but I was thinking maybe Born Again by Glorious Noise. Good closing track.
Shoot, go for it.
Yeah, all right. All right, so we'll give this a spin. Thank you again, the great Mike Loughlin. And that's it for us for now. I'll talk to y'all a little bit later. Bye, everybody.
Just one question for you now. Just one answer that nobody knows about. How long till I shed this skin? Break free of these chains and I'll be born again. Running after dark.
This hour on WMNH is sponsored by CGI Business Solutions, located at 5 Dartmouth Drive in Auburn. They serve all your business needs, including employee benefits planning, corporate design and business administration, investments and wealth management, and customized business insurance solutions. Their phone number is 866-841-4600 or on the web at cgibusinesssolutions.com.
Bring your kitchen to life with Queen City Cabinetry, located at 87 Elm Street in the historic Sunbeam Mall in Manchester. Open Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturdays, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. They can be reached at 603-222-2007 or on the web at queencitycabinetrynh.com. Come see the possibilities. Queen City Cabinetry, another proud sponsor of WMNH.
Come on down to the Hop Knot at 1000 Elm Street, Manchester's premier craft beer and gourmet pretzel bar. Tell us more, Trudy.
We make our dough fresh every day. We make a variety of styles of pretzels and serve craft beer, cocktails, and a few bottles of wine. We do the traditional pretzel, and we have multiple flavors for that. We also do stuffed pretzels, pretzel sandwiches, free dessert pretzels, and pretzel knots.
The Hop Knot in the Brady Sullivan Plaza at 1000 Elm Street.